This is the Apex AP-0, and it's trying to pull off something that in theory shouldn't be possible. There's a reason we've seen plenty of electric SUVs, saloons and 2-ton hypercars, because batteries are heavy. The AP-0, however, is being billed as a lightweight electric supercar, with an appetite for racetracks. Let's dive straight in with the numbers, shall we? Because Apex appears to have pulled this thing off. Curb weight is 1,200 kilograms, which is extraordinary considering it has a 90 kilowatt-hour battery stuffed under the floor, weighing 550 kilograms on its own. Its motor produces 650 brake horsepower, it's rear-wheel drive, it will do 0 to 62 in 2.3 seconds and hit a 190 mile an hour top speed. Plus, find the willpower to drive it gently, and it has a range of 320 miles on the WLTP cycle and can charge from 0 to 80% in 15 minutes. No expense has been spared on the chassis either. It features F1-style pushrod suspension, while the key to keeping things really light is the carbon fibre tub at its core, wrapped in carbon fibre body panels. Carbon fibre wheels, 19-inch at the front, 20-inch at the rear, chip in 2, along with carbon ceramic brake discs and a sparsely furnished interior. In terms of size, think Porsche Cayman in length, although it's wider and lower than the Porsche, despite that roof-mounted fin. Oh, and the doors aren't bad either. Let's talk about design, because cars that put speed and lightness above all else aren't usually attractive in the traditional sense, but this is a good-looking thing. It looks like some sort of pissed-off stormtrooper, which I like. In fact, Guy Colborne, the car's designer, has an even more interesting take on that front end.
Apex is based in Hong Kong, so I wanted to do something that had sort of some ideas from Hong Kong and China and give it a kind of Eastern identity as well. A kind of Chinese culture, you have this idea of the dragon. The dragon is intrinsic to China. It's a symbol there of wealth and prosperity and luck. And also, if you look at dragons, they have this very expressive face. So at the front of a car, I wanted to give this car a kind of dragon identity. We'd settled on an idea of a cyber dragon, a robot dragon.
So, Game of Thrones fans are gonna love it. And just check out those blade-like stalks for the wing cameras and the central fin, which not only stabilises the car at high speeds, it also houses the LiDAR sensor that gives the car its autonomous capabilities. Yep, you heard me right, LiDAR sensor. Despite being a focused driving machine, the AP-0 has level 3 autonomy. Not quite hands-off, feet up, take me to work, but auto-braking, adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist are all included, and will help take the edge off if you're brave enough to use this car regularly. And it's prepped for even higher levels of autonomy when legislation allows. My favourite view though is around the back. Notice how the horizontal light bar is intersected by a vertical light running from the fin into the diffuser, thus forming the company's logo. Clever. Also, there's no wing. That's because with 95mm ground clearance, a completely flat floor and a mammoth M-shaped diffuser, all the required downforce is produced by ground effect. The interior is predictably pared back, with leather-lined carbon fibre bucket seats and a driving position where your feet are in line with your hips. The fin theme continues inside too, creating a hygienic divide between driver and passenger, while there's a curvy arrow-shaped instrument display behind the squash steering wheel and a further control panel between the two seats. Apex also talks about a holographic augmented reality display and an AR race instructor. We didn't get a chance to play with them, but apparently they help you to learn new tracks. So, it's rapid, packed with technology and a fine thing to look at. So what's the catch? Well, probably the price. Costing from £150,000 plus local taxes, that's 190 grand in the UK. It's not exactly cheap, but it is almost real. Production is planned to kick off at the end of 2022. Plenty of time then to get saving.